My name is Lorenzo Diggins Jr., and you are here at my space, Pillar. I would say my journey, I've had an interesting journey. It started off in fashion. So my background is in fashion. For 7 years, I had a menswear line called The Essential Man. Essentially everything that I have done now, or that I do now, kind of stems from the time when I had my clothing company, and a lot of the skills that I kind of have picked up along the way. The initial reason was for my company at the time. Then I didn't have a lot of resources, so I had to get innovative and kind of improvise. In doing so, I got really good at a few different things. That's kind of what led me to where I am today. But it all started out of necessity. I wouldn't say anything was because I kind of sought out to be an artist. Even though I've always created and I've always actually have been an artist, even dating back to like when I was in grade school. A lot of the work that I do is definitely centered around community, and specifically the community that I grew up in, which is where you guys are at. I've always without knowing it, I've always been like a storyteller. I've always been the one that was documenting. Like, my mom was the same way. Like, she was always, the one taking hundreds of pictures. And it was annoying at the time, but I realized, some of those earlier gifts when I got a camera, even though that's not what I wanted, it's what I end up using. And it kind of has transferred in so many ways to like where growing up, I was the one in the friend group always documenting. Pillar is special to me. I can confidently say it's been 10 years in the making. It was a concept I came up with, and it was going to be called Pillar. And the whole objective was for it to kind of be, not necessarily an incubator, but a platform where people, other emerging artists or, underrepresented creatives essentially, had a space to kind of get out their dreams. To be able to kind of like bring this dream to life is so important to me, because as far as the intention of what I want it to be, I refer to it as like a multidisciplinary space. I still want it to be a space where giving other artists and creatives the opportunity to get out their dreams. One of the projects or initiatives I took under is this project called Dear Crenshaw. Essentially, I was commissioned by College Track Crenshaw to help them put together a project that kind of brought attention to the program in an untraditional way. I mean, traditionally, these type of programs, you have pamphlets and you have flyers to kind of get the word out, but what we wanted to do, we wanted to take it a step further, and we created this whole, publication essentially, highlighting existing community leaders or community creatives, creatives of the community, to kind of, as a way to kind of like bring attention to the program. And it was called Dear Crenshaw. And they trusted me with kind of like bringing the whole project to life, essentially. Me and my creative partner, Darla Vaughn. Hey, Darla. I have a publication called Find Peace, Keep Peace. The bulk of my work has been individual. Like, it's my own personal projects that I've kind of, opened up and shared with the world, if you will. But having this publication, Find Peace, Keep Peace, where it's several contributors, I think it stretched me kind of like as a leader, and just like giving me the opportunity to release some of the responsibility and trusting. And this project was the first time where I didn't design everything on my own, but like I actually commissioned like an art director, and just kind of like give my opportunity to step back and kind of just trust the process. Especially as my business continued to grow and scale. I do realize I can't do it all on my own. So Find Peace, Keep Peace has been kind of like one of those challenges for me, because when you're working with so many moving parts, and historically I have the ability to just be like, okay, I can just take it over. But when you are working with a team, the patience you have to have, and admittedly I haven't always had the patience. So I think that's one of the areas or challenges, areas of growth that's kind of has like stretched me as far as like being able to release some of the control and kind of trust the process. And because of that, it has been received extremely well. My contribution is for little Lorenzo and the little Lorenzos. Like I keep a screensaver of my 10-year-old self on my phone. I more so want to show people who come from places like me that it's possible to do it your own way, essentially, you know, without compromise. You do have to accept that it may be a longer journey, but when I look in the mirror, I'm proud of who I am and who I'm becoming, just because I know I've done it, I'm gonna say the right way. I've done it, you know, a way that I'm proud of, essentially. One of the immediate things that I would just stress and emphasize is kind of the importance of keep going, essentially, because I think so often people quit before they get the opportunity to experience success. Everything that I've kind of like achieved and like experienced is just, it's an example of kind of like staying in the game, even when it wasn't in my favor, still brick by brick, just chipping away. And by no means am I where like I have a pretty big vision and I'm nowhere there, but when I look out, I feel that I'm on the right path. And I think that's only because I've kept going. What do they say? If there's a will, there's a way. And I figured it out.